Hi everyone, it's Brandon.
And Walt with All American Thrills, and today we're here to talk about our favorite time of the year.
Yes, this is our first edition of Alt News and Rumors during the Halloween season. We're going to have several editions talking about both various Six Flags parks and Cedar Fair parks for their Halloween events. So our first edition, we're going to be talking all about Six Flags Great Adventure. Their haunt is now open. It's open weekends, and then Saturdays and Sundays in September, and then Columbus Day Friday in October, and other select Fridays. So getting right into their haunts, new this year, there's a couple new haunts, including 2 new indoor ones, but the first one we're going to talk about is outdoors.
Demon District. Sounds a little scary,
right?
Little interesting. I know you're not fond of the demons coming up and sneaking up on you. So.
Right. So this is a scare zone. So this is one of the free ones. So that's new for this year. That's, I'm sure, going to be very scary. Also new this year, one of the really big ones is the Big Top Terror Forgotten Carnival in 3D. This is an additional fee required one, so it's an indoor maze. You're given goggles,
you're given
3D goggles, and people who have gone through it have told us that it is very scary, that there are 2 ways to go through it. So clowns and the 3D aspect should be very cool.
Concerning some people are afraid of clowns.
Right.
And,
right. So then Bone Butcher Territory makes a return. That's also a scare zone. Then we have the Asylum, which is done in the area of the Chiller Station. That's an additional fee required one as well. That's a terror trail, and that's always one of our favorites.
That's our favorite, but unfortunately no Tiny this year, because Tiny
left a few years ago.
Tiny moved on to go down to Florida and work down in the big parks down there. But Tiny, if you're out there, we still love you, man.
And of
your
course,
teddy bear.
In the Asylum, we have the one zombie who, she's very flexible and she always does these very cool maneuvers. So we always look forward to going for the Asylum.
Her contortionist poses are quite amazing. So
right, so that's one of the highlights of the Asylum and Great Adventures Fright Fest. Then Circus Psycho makes a return in their boardwalk section. That is the clown-themed scare zone. So we have the clown-themed scare zone, and then we have the new indoor maze all on the boardwalk. So it's totally clowns in that section of the park. And then we're moving on to Bloodshed. This is also a new terror trail at Great Adventure this year, so it's additional fee required one because it is a terror trail. It's in the area of the Golden Kingdom, it sounds like there's a southern kind of backwoods theme to it. We'll be going through it next week. And then we have the Manor makes a return. That is one of the indoor haunt. That's another one that I always enjoy going through.
And the Manor is actually really well done. It looks excellent, and the sets are top notch, and really you can see that they've taken their time to go back and revamp that area, to revitalize an area that was part of their 4D theater, and then that attraction was removed, and now it's part of the haunts.
Right. And on the other side of the former 4D theater, we have Total Darkness, which makes a return. It's an indoor maze. It's total darkness. You're given a rope. And you have to just find your way through. I remember when we went through this for the first time 2 years ago. I mean, it was pitch black in there. Couple exit lights that you can see a little bit of glow, but I remember I was in the back of the row of people and I kept hitting my head on the wall.
And I remember I was on the front of it trying to guide everybody through it. It was
that was a lot of fun, and it was truly total darkness in there. So that was one that I thoroughly enjoyed. Then, of course, the Bloody Fountain is a scare zone. It's right out front. So when you come into the gate, you're greeted by all of these monsters. So that makes a return for this year. It's certainly a great entry experience. And this year, there's that new statue at the fountain.
Yes, the new statue that they just installed this year, greeting people. And nice thing, too, about the Bloody Fountain is during the day, it's not so scary for kids.
Well, of course, right.
So it is... thrills by day, frights by night. So they do have it set up that we don't have to be having kids come there and be totally left out of the fun, that they do have trick-or-treat and other things available for them, so that way we aren't leaving the little kids out of the season.
Definitely. I mean, Thrills by Day is great. It's in the morning until around 5 o'clock. The haunts start at 6. And there's those Thrills by Day, there's trick-or-treating, there's the kids area, so there's a lot of family-friendly attractions during the day if you really don't like to get scared. But then, of course, at night, chaos and total mayhem breaks loose, and we just have...
Total mayhem breaks loose?
Right. That was one of the great things they did. The Demon District haunt area on their website, prior to the Total Mayhem announcement, they put that it was the Total Mayhem was the name of one of the scare zones. Of course, the name is Demon District of the scare zone, but that was kind of a cool red herring, kind of left hook there. Voodoo Island, that is one of my favorites because you're back in the woods, and it's very lengthy.
And there just happens to be a witch doctor that happens to have Brandon's name that comes chasing after you every single time, and you kind of run like there's no scared tomorrow. If you're actually out with us and you see us in the park and we are going through one of these haunts, feel free to come up and say hi to us.
Definitely.
Join in with us. I'm sure we'll be probably seeing if we can make some video and give some highlights of some of our favorite clips of the...
And then, of course, wrapping up our Great Adventure Fright Fest, the Wasteland makes a return. That's another one of my favorite ones where, there's this toxic waste and all of these
nuclear
radioactive...
fallout, and you have all the crazy military guys who are trying to stop all the crazy nuclear melted down people.
And I think that's one of my favorite kind of theme for a haunt. We see that at a lot of parks because it feels somewhat realistic, like this could actually happen. It just has that feeling and atmosphere to it, which I think really drives up the fear level.
It also doesn't hurt that we have fog.
Oh, the lights,
strobe lights,
the sound effects. And of course, this applies for every single haunt. I mean, they create a great atmosphere of being scared, and Six Flags excels with their makeup and their attention to detail. I mean, we've gone in the makeup room where they apply the makeup.
And we've actually done it in several, because we've done it at Great Adventure a couple times, and we've also been in Six Flags New England where they've done it.
And we've seen across the board the attention to detail on the actors with their costumes and their makeup and prosthetics, and how much work goes into that. So with Six Flags Fright Fest, that's really one of the drivers.
Yeah, it definitely is.
With the actors. So when you're going through, we know you try to avoid the actors, but try to take a look at them and just look at the detail that is done on them, and that's really great.
Yes.
So, and with the Six Flags haunts, I really see attention to detail from head to toe. So there's really no area to complain with that. So, well, this wraps up our Six Flags Great Adventure Fright Fest edition of Alt News. We're going to be back next week with Six Flags America and Six Flags New England Fright Fest news. And of course, then we're also going to be talking about Dorney Park's haunt, King's Dominion's haunt, and Cedar Point's Halloween's next week as well.
And as always, if you haven't already, give us a like on Facebook.
Right. Subscribe right here on YouTube. Follow All American Thrills on Twitter and Instagram, and register at allamericanthrills.com, I'll connect.
And it's really easy to do. Join in the conversation there. It's free to talk there. You can also even vote for your favorite attractions in 2016. We're excited about Total Mayhem. You might be excited about Valraven or some of the other attractions. You can vote for what your favorite attraction is there. Let us know so we can let the parks know. And
definitely be sure to talk about Fright Fest and what your favorite Fright Fest attraction was this year. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time, everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye.